and a warm welcome to Connect Online. My name is Pascal Coignet, and I'm in charge of the Solutions Engineering team here in EMEA. I'm joined with Chris Moore, one of our lead SEs covering our enterprise team. Today we want to look forward, and we want to look forward with RingCentral platform. Some of you may be existing customers of RingCentral, and some will be brand new. You may have never seen our technology in action. Since the start of COVID, we've seen massive changes in the industries, from boardrooms trying to decide whether to go to the cloud, and if so, what modalities do they bring, to IT enabling users to work from home almost overnight and becoming our unsung heroes. Of course, now, in 2021, we're looking forward, and we're seeing a lot of organizations, maybe like yourselves, wondering, well, the decisions we've made throughout the pandemic, are they still the right ones for the future? And of course, we're seeing some early signs now of workers being quite fatigued by the technology that they use. Maybe like yourselves, we seem to be stuck in online meetings every day. So this is also about looking forward, using our platform to be more productive in an optimized way. So today we're looking at the platform from a few different angles. Again, some of you may be familiar with our technology and others might not. If you are a customer, maybe you've only started using us for some voice or maybe some meetings as well. So we want to give you a recap of what we believe the platform is. And the platform is all about enabling your internal staff with the right technology choice, as well as how to look after your customers and your partners. And really, we're here to present you a unified front when it comes down to the customer experience. Customers are internal as well as external. Then we'll have a look at our integration platform, our ISV offering, and how in particular customers have looked at Microsoft Teams as an integration point, as well as Salesforce and many other things. We're also excited to share with you some case studies of how customers have looked at our platform from an openness, using our APIs to create solutions that never existed before. And then at the end, we'll recap with how do you get started? What do you do next? How do you continue the conversation with us? So first of all, we want to look at the platform. Like I said, internal communications is really important. And the ability to do everything in a single app has proven very successful. Starting a conversation on instant messaging, escalating that maybe to a video, and really looking at how do we optimize that experience? How do we capture the right information before the meeting, during the meeting to make some decisions or work together, and then after the meetings. So the first thing we'll do is hand over to Chris to give us a demonstration of the RingCentral platform. Chris, let me pass it over to you.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Pascal. Within the RingCentral app, I have all the services available to get work done and work from anywhere. Here, I have several group, team, and direct discussions with people inside and outside of the business to help drive business outcomes. Within this group, I'm tracking tasks, getting updates from members of the team, as well as data from our line of business systems. I can also leverage RingCentral's voice and video capabilities in this context to connect with the team and get to my outcome fast. I'm now getting a call from Carrie, the team lead, who's working from her iPad. From a single app experience, I can choose the way I want or need to connect. Carrie wants to share the latest updates from the budget tracker, so it makes sense to upscale this conversation to a meeting session where Carrie can share the tracker from her iPad. We need some additional feedback from the wider team and agency, so they can join the discussion too. And the agency didn't need to download anything to their desktop in order to join. Even though I need to leave my desk, I can switch devices during a voice or meeting session, so I can continue the conversation as I go without any disruption. One of my responsibilities as a part of our project is to ensure that our contact center team is handling all the inbound contacts that are coming in from our customers. Within RingCentral, I get notified of alerts from our contact center to ensure everything is running smoothly, as well as handle any pressing issues. Let's take a look at RingCentral Contact Center, which is designed for the agent, the supervisor, and the contact center manager in mind, to ultimately focus on delivering the best experience for customer contact and resolution. RingCentral Contact Center has one unified agent experience for all forms of contact, including voice, email, chat, social, and more. As an agent, I can take calls, chats, and emails on the skills I'm a member of to make sure I'm responding to the right contacts, writing them up, and booking for a follow-up if needed. Within any digital communications, such as chat, I have pre-built replies so I can get to resolutions quicker and free up more time to respond to more customers during my shift. Everything within the contact center is being tracked in real time and historically, so the contact center leadership team can react to situations fast, as well as plan resources in the future to handle any peak periods. As a supervisor, I have my own interface where I can see all my agents and the skills we have available, so I can track usage, move people between skills, and even monitor calls so I can help new starters or resolve any escalations. Within RingCentral MVP and Contact Center, we can bring the right people and teams together from anywhere to focus on delivering business outcomes fast and delighting our customers. With that, I'll hand it back over to yourself, Pascal.
Thanks so much, Chris, for taking us through that. That was really interesting. What I like in particular is the ability within that single app to change from one modality to the next, starting with a chat, escalating that to a conference and sharing your screen, and also being able to pick up that conversation and conference to another device. Extremely useful even in the house. We see a lot of users going from their home office to maybe their kitchen or somewhere else to actually taking that conversation into the car, maybe doing something else like picking up the children, coming back and continuing that conversation, all without losing that connection. And that's something really important. We've seen also throughout the pandemic the reality of working from home with different kinds of internet, very strong or very weak, and anything in between. So as we look forward with the platform, we understand that the network is crucial. As you travel to a location, you want to be able to continue that important conversation, as well as when you go to the office, you want the experience to be very simple, very similar to how you work from home, and anything in between, maybe the coffee shop too. So being able to deal with a variety of different networks is something that we find really important, and that's how we optimize our network. Also, what I liked is that connection with the RingCentral Contact Center. Of course, Contact Center is crucial and very important to drive your business outcomes, working with your customers. But of course, those who monitor the Contact Center need to be able to stay informed. And the integration between when something falls below your KPIs is extremely important, so you can be up to date and do something about that if need be. And again, it might well involve a conversation within our RingCentral app to try and get to the resolution fast. So next up, I want to talk to you about our ISV, our independent software vendors integrations, which are either inbound or outbound. So outbound could be like Microsoft Teams, which we'll look at in a bit, or like Salesforce. So making other platforms stronger by integrating our capabilities there. We also have inbound, so where other providers integrate into our platform and make it stronger. Especially now that we all work from home, the importance of security is top of mind for many customers. So how do you keep your agent secure? How do you keep your end user secure when you can't really control the environment? Of course, you have options from a laptop or endpoint perspective, but you also need to think about your recording, your archiving, and anything else that is key and maybe part of a compliance need for you. So next up, I want to talk about Microsoft Teams. One thing that we've learned throughout the pandemic, through the many webinars and interviews we've done with customers, is that Microsoft Teams has been one of those tools that organizations already had access to as part of their Office 365 licensing, and they've deployed it overnight, as we said before, through IT. So we've seen a lot of interest and demand really for making Microsoft Teams stronger. So a lot of customers recognize that RingCentral is very key when it comes to voice. We do this globally. We offer a MOS score of 3.8 or higher contractually, and we also have a 5 nines platform. We've maintained that for several years now. So the ability to integrate our voice into Microsoft Teams has become very much a demand. So next up, I want to show that actually we have two ways of integrating with Microsoft Teams. One which requires you to uplift your licensing to the phone system license, and we use our direct routing integration. This is a native integration, which means that your users probably will never know that RingCentral is behind there. Of course, we can provide that integration to give them a few more options. The second one is where you don't need to uplift your licensing and you stay on the E1 or E3 license you already have today. And we show you a side-by-side integration. You get best of both worlds, really, and it's very beneficial if you want to control your cost by still offering you a Microsoft Teams integration. So with that, Chris, why don't you show us what integrations we offer?
Thanks, Pascal. We have multiple options to integrate RingCentral telephony into Microsoft Teams, and I'm going to take you through the main two options. The first one is RingCentral Cloud PBX for Microsoft Teams, where we use direct routing to bring RingCentral call taking and making into the Microsoft Teams user experience on the desktop and mobile apps. Making and receiving a call is easy, and we have all the usual call controls that are provided by the way of the Microsoft Teams phone system add-on license, which is a prerequisite for direct routing. To the user, it's a Teams call, but behind the scenes, it's leveraging RingCentral to manage, route, and report on the calls. You can also access your voicemails and their transcripts through a private Teams channel, or by leveraging a web app within a private team to access messages, call logs, audio conferencing, faxing, and the settings associated with your extension. This first option is great from an adoption perspective, as there are no plugins required, and as far as the user is concerned, they are just using Microsoft Teams. The second option provides choice from a user experience, stability, and cost perspective. This option includes more functionality, the ability to handle specific use cases like receptionists, assistants, and call monitoring, whilst also leveraging RingCentral's leading 5 nines SLA for stability without the need to purchase the Microsoft Teams phone system add-on license. Let's take you through this option. This is facilitated using our RingCentral desktop application, and this integration option with Microsoft Teams is also available on mobile devices. To make a call to someone, I click the RingCentral icon within the conversation. I'm then presented with the options to call by phone or video, which can be removed as an option if Teams meetings is a preferred standard for video, and then initiate the call, which is handled by the RingCentral app. Because we're using this app to handle the call, there are several features that users can leverage within a call that's not available via the direct routing option. A user can record their call on demand if they wanted to, and of course RingCentral supports automatic call recording on the extensions that need calls to be recorded. Other users can be conferenced into the call ad hoc, and before making a call, a user can choose their outbound caller ID if they are a member of an inbound team, or they need to present a local number. This RingCentral app also provides a heads-up display where a user can see people's presence, hand off calls to the right people if I'm working on reception, answer calls on behalf of others if I'm covering reception or an assistant to an exec, as well as monitor calls to coach team members or help with escalations. Both of these options can be used at the same time across all users if needed, without any additional cost to RingCentral, so you can focus on making the right decision for your users. And with that, I'll pass back to you, Pascal.
Thanks again, Chris. That was really clear. And what I want to point out again is that we have two options. And you can also mix and match with a variety of other things, including the service offering from Microsoft. So it really comes down to understanding your users and wanting to consolidate wherever possible, but also realizing there are some use cases where Microsoft Teams does not offer its services. For example, the ability to whisper, barge, or monitor conversations. We have receptionist use cases, and also we have some EA and PA use cases. So just check in with us to see what it is you want to do, and we'll try and help you to demonstrate the value back to you. So next up, I want to talk about Salesforce. Again, Salesforce is a leading CRM in the marketplace, and we've seen a lot of demand from customers from an agent perspective to integrate RingCentral into that UI. So the ability to keep the agents within Salesforce whilst they work with customers, they log tickets and so on, is very important. And we believe we have the best offering out there in the marketplace for that, as well as the combined RingCentral platform. So today we're going to have a look at the latest integration we offer for Salesforce, which is fully integrated, including voice. So you don't have any need to open up any other window. You can do all of the things you want within there. So again, Chris, let me hand it back to you to give us a demonstration.
Sure, Pascal. RingCentral for Salesforce lets you make and receive calls directly from your Salesforce account. In this case, I'm receiving a call from an existing contact, which is recognized and then takes me to the relevant contact page so I can get a 360-degree view of the customer. Now, because we are using WebRTC technology in our integration, we can leverage RingCentral calling capabilities like call controls, inbound and outbound calls without ever navigating away from Salesforce. Like with most RingCentral integrations, we look to go beyond just being able to make and receive calls and make the experience relevant to the user's workflow. So here, we can log the call into Salesforce as an object to track what happened during the conversation. We can also go back and make notes on any previous calls we've had if we need to. Click to Dial is also available for Salesforce, so I can quickly connect with customers. And if I get a call from a new contact, I'm automatically taken to the new contact form in Salesforce to capture new contact details. Back to you, Pascal.
Thanks so much, Chris, for taking us through the Salesforce integration. Of course, we do also offer integrations into other leading CRM platforms, like Microsoft Dynamics, Zoho, Zendesk, and many others. Please check out our RingCentral App Gallery to find all of them. If you don't find anything and you have a different CRM, you can also use our APIs and a RingCentral embeddable to offer that integration. It's really simple, fast, and you can even change the colors of the integration. Now, next up, I want to talk to you about the RingCentral APIs, a key part of our platform, especially for customers who want to create something unique and bespoke to their organization. So there are a couple of use cases I want to cover. First of all, we have a large university in the United States, Columbia. So Columbia deployed RingCentral for all of their staff, and they wanted to find a way to communicate with all of the students too. So they offered the RingCentral platform for them as well. What they then did is wondered about how, would emergency services work. So together with Columbia, we used the APIs to essentially work with their access points, part of their network. So when the student goes from one campus to the next, the APIs automatically update the address. So if the student were to dial 911, the responders would actually know the current address because we've done all the integration work there. Just one example of how you can do something that's not off the shelf and it's very much bespoke to them. Of course, we can now use this with other organizations too. We also have other organizations who want to data dip into their database. So for example, if customers order something from their store and they contact through chat, for example, we can automatically detect those things and offer them a bespoke and direct service. This reduces the amount of time wasted trying to identify what the customer wants and help them directly where they want to meet. So with that, we offer a wide variety of APIs. Now you might be thinking, I don't have developers in-house. That sounds very expensive. I don't really know where to get started. RingCentral offers this as a professional services too. So if you've got ideas about what you want to do with your business, and again, get to those business outcomes, just speak to us and we can give you a quote to do this project for you. One such example in the pandemic mostly was the track and trace offering. Again, for us, a very new territory, but we were able to use our APIs to spin this up in a matter of weeks and supporting thousands and thousands of agents. Thinking again about where they want to work, so integrating into their workplace with their data. Very, very successful project and never done before. So with that, I want to come to a conclusion and again think about how do we look forward with RingCentral platform. The platform is open, it's secure, it's global, and it's scalable. So really there are no limitations to get started. It's all about you looking after your employees as well as your customers. So meet them where they want to meet on any type of modality you want. Whether it be for your staff working from home, maybe multiple places in the house. Again, take that conversation with you, any endpoint, and work from anywhere. If you're opening the office again, and many of you are thinking, of course, to do so, then your staff will be going from their house back to the office and maybe anything in between, like coffee shops. So working somewhere where you can rely on a network condition to still function is very, very crucial. And ultimately, it's about choice. Where does the user want to work and how do you support that? We've also looked at a contact center. And many organizations we spoke to focus mostly on the instant messaging, the video, and maybe voice as well. And the contact center was kind of left behind a little bit. Now that we've seen that the cloud works for you as an organization, we do also encourage you to look at our contact center offering. And as Chris demonstrated earlier on the call, we can actually integrate those so we optimize the experience. And optimizing the experience is very key, especially around the meetings we looked at. So the before, the during, and the after, and making meetings smart is something that we strongly believe in. So with that, I'm going to share a few links in the slide here upcoming. And just make sure that you connect with us if you've got any questions, if you want to discuss anything. We're here to help you, and we look forward to working with you. Thanks so much for joining today. We appreciate you're busy. We really value your time, and we hope to speak to you soon. Thank you so much.